We hope you enjoyed our first module, From Cries to Words, building a solid foundation for communication, birth to 18 months. This module will highlight some of the milestones children typically meet, but for a thorough understanding of speech and language milestones, please visit the following websites. By 18 months, toddlers have typically cracked the language code and use at least 20 words. A toddler at this stage can typically point to body parts, respond to simple questions, and demonstrate some pretend play. While the number of words a child develops is key, the way the child uses those words is equally important. For example, does the child use their words to ask for what they want? Does the child say up when they want to be picked up? Does the child use their words to say hi and use their words to comment on what they see? Does the child direct their words to another person by using their eye gaze so that it is clear who they are speaking with? By 24 months, a child will typically have at least 100 to 150 words and will be combining words into short phrases like telling daddy, down slide, and asking mommy, want more juice, and enjoy being with other children. Toddlers at this stage will typically follow two-step directions such as, go get a book and bring it to daddy. By 36 months, children typically speak in long sentences using 5 to 8 words, are understood by people outside of the home most of the time, have short conversations with you, respond to WH questions, and engage in multi-step pretend play. You might wonder, what's play got to do with it? While all forms of play are critical to a child's development, research is clear that there is a special link between pretend play, early communication, oral language, and literacy development. It turns out parents and toddlers are using key foundation skills like gestures and joint attention more while pretending together. Our first module discussed gesture development, so let's take a minute to define joint attention. Joint attention refers to those moments when two people share an interest in the same object or activity. How is it that we do this? Well, typically we share a moment with another by using eye gaze, gestures, and words. Given the interactive nature of pretend play, children and their play partners must pay attention to one another in order to understand and follow along with one another. Another reason to encourage pretend play with your toddler is that pretend play, like language and reading, involves the ability to represent things symbolically, and therefore pretend play is another excellent early literacy activity.
Ready.
It's ready? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I eat or you eat.
Being calm and alert allows us to learn. Ensure your child is calm enough to learn. If your child is having trouble with calming and focusing, give your child opportunities for movement. For example, you could go to the park and play on the equipment, play in the snow, go for a walk, or simply incorporate movement indoors before needing to focus. Try moving to a location that helps with focus, such as sitting at a table and turning off screens and music. To learn more about regulation, visit www.selfreg.ca. Just as regulation is a critical foundation skill for communication, so too is the ability to engage and connect with another. Establishing engagement is critical for communication. Remember, communication is something that happens between two people. If a child isn't engaging, This should become an important focus. Establishing engagement requires that we get down to a child's physical level, get face to face, and follow a child's interest and not our own. Building a child's vocabulary is always an important focus, but it's especially important when a child's vocabulary is limited. Did you know that a child's vocabulary at 2 is predictive of their achievement at kindergarten entry in reading, math, and behavior? There are many ways to build a child's vocabulary. Not surprisingly, they all involve tuning in. So, follow your child's lead, get face to face, and talk about what you and your child are doing. Take turns, play, sing, read, interpret, and comment. Interpreting means guessing what your child is trying to say and putting it into words. For example, if your child is pointing to a butterfly, you could interpret by saying, "Look, butterfly. It's a butterfly." Conversations matter. Children learn best during everyday routines, activities, and conversations. Research tells us that toddlers benefit greatly from exposure to lots of words. Talk with children whenever and wherever you can. Don't be afraid of repetition. Children need to hear a word many, many times before they will use it themselves. How we speak with children is equally important. Take turns and wait. Keep the interaction going back and forth for several turns.
I'm happy.
You're happy?
Yes.
Good. I'm happy you're happy.
I'm very happy
And
too.
Brielle's happy too?
And Mom happy too.
Yeah, they're happy too.
What Daddy we doing?
That T-Rex, what's he doing? He's walking around.
What's this? Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, he's going
And
wrong.
Daddy wow, wow, wow too.
That one too.
Commenting matters. Commenting means describing what you and or your child are doing, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, and smelling.
Chin.
Spin. Look at them going around and around. They're spinning. Oh, they're slowing down. To do it again. Spin, spin, spin.
Commenting is a very helpful strategy for building understanding and use of words. Remember, there is more to vocabulary than color names and shapes. Comment on the object names, action words, describing words, and location words. That's a big ball of Play-Doh. Squish! The Play-Doh is soft. I think the Play-Doh smells like peppermint. A varied vocabulary matters. Once a child has a vocabulary of at least 50 words, focus on helping the child combine words while continuing to grow their vocabulary. Research tells us that the key to being able to combine words lies in a varied vocabulary of object names, action words, describing words, location words, and emotion words. Exposing your child to as many different experiences as possible introduces them to different vocabulary. So, go to the beach, visit a nearby pond, and talk about all the wonderful things that you can see. Join in your child's play, and don't underestimate the power of a good book. Another excellent way to nurture a child's vocabulary skills is by reading aloud. Books introduce children to new and unusual words that may not be used in everyday conversations. Aim to read aloud for at least 15 minutes a day. For a list of favorite books for toddlers, please visit our early intervention website, click on printable resources and scroll down to favorite books. Building vocabulary and language skills are an important part of building your child's early literacy skills. For more information about early literacy skills, please visit Empower Simcoe's website and download this excellent early literacy booklet for toddlers. This booklet is full of songs, suggested activities, and awesome handouts. Music makes the words easier to remember. The more familiar a child is with a song, the more likely they will be to chime in when you pause. Pause in the same spot when you sing a familiar song so your child can take turns with you.
Ready? We sing You Are My Sunshine?
Yeah.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are
Red.
You'll never know, dear, how much.
You.
So please don't take my sunshine away. Mwah.
For children who are struggling to use language, making small changes to the way we interact and respond can make all the difference. For example, let's imagine you're at the park with your toddler playing on the swings. Intentionally holding onto your child's swing and waiting can encourage your child to use their words. Watch how Mom gives Emmett an opportunity to communicate.
Oh, ready?
Go.
Go. Whee! And stop. Ready, set, go.
Offering choices is another great way to encourage your child to communicate with you and use their words. Watch how Mom offers Brielle a choice between two activities to encourage Brielle to use her words. Watch how Mom also uses the wait strategy to encourage her daughter to request help with the bubbles she struggles to open.
Do you want to play with bubbles or a book? Bubbles? Okay, here we go. There's bubbles for you. Bubbles? You blow them? Okay. Bubbles, open. Ready, set. Oh, bubbles! Pop, pop, pop.
Offer your child choices during daily routines and activities such as bath time, dressing, bedtime, snack, play, and so on. To help children combine their thoughts into short phrases, use expanding. Expanding means adding one or two words onto what the child is already saying or adding on a new idea. For example, if Emmett says, in, you could expand by saying, yes, you're putting the beans in. Once children begin using phrases and sentences, it's important to model language that goes beyond the here and now. Talk with children about things that happened in the past or will happen in the future. Talk about feelings and opinions. Ask children to project what might happen next and what they would do and how they would feel. It's important to limit and monitor screen time. The Canadian Pediatric Society and the World Health Organization recommend no more than 1 hour per day. By limiting screen time, more time can be spent connecting and interacting with your child, which is how your child learns best. If you have any questions or concerns about how your child is developing, please contact RVH Children's Development Services. We hope you enjoyed this module. For information on the next stage of language development, look for our next module, From Sentences to Stories. Thanks for watching.